What's up, y'all? This is Franchise Play, aka Brian Mazik, the featured columnist for Bleacher Report, and this is episode 17 at the Miami Marlins, the Breaking the Curse series. And I know it's been a long time, y'all. Nobody got to tell me how long it's been. I know it's been a long time. This series really has to get going if it's going to be finished anywhere near March, which is what I'm planning on. This is my 999th video. So the next video is the 1000th video. Got a lot of special information planned that's going to affect this series as well as some others. So y'all make sure y'all stay tuned for that. But that's next video. We're talking about this video right now. Top of the second inning, runners on first and second. Sean Figgins at the plate with a chance to score a run, but he ain't going to do it. He ain't going to do it. Pops out to third. Ends the little mini threat that was going on. And Yovani Gallardo is on the mound. He gives up a base hit in the right field. Runner moves up to third, but cannot score because of the good throw from Ichiro. So, in a jam right now, but the pitcher's up. Roy Oswalt pops it right out to Everett Cabrera, who we're letting play, but we couldn't double the man off at second base. But that brings up Marco Scutaro. So, can we retire Scutaro with the bases jammed? Yeah, I think so. Look at this play by John McDonald in the hole, keeps the game tied at 0, and that's a beautiful play. This is something I'm hoping that Everett Cabrera watched from second base, because this is something he don't do. Gallardo up in the bottom of the third. He's on the mound now, and he is getting Corey hard, swinging and missing. Game still tied at 0. Here he is running on second base. Bruce is on second base. Carlos Lee ground ball down the third base line. That is not going to score a run, but it keeps this inning going. Runners at the corners, right? Coming up now with runners at the corners and only one out. Okay, we got Yasmani Grandal here in the top of the fourth inning. Oswalt on the mound trying to hold him down, but he ain't going to be able to do it because this is going deep to the wall. Corey Hart, is he going to catch it? No, he's not. He dives. But look at the mess between first and second base. Carlos Lee is very slow, first of all. Second of all, he didn't know if a ball was going to be caught. So what that ended up happening is Yasmani Grandal ran up his back, and they get both caught in between first and second base. But John McDonald comes up, rips a single in the left field, puts runners on the corners again. We still can't help but wonder what would have happened without the base running gaff. Here is Sean Figgins with a little blooper. This one drops in there, and that's going to score a run, moves another guy to third. But then again, still, you got to wonder if that extra run, because did not get as much as they could have gotten. Yovani Gallardo comes up, flies out to right field to end the inning. So comes out of the inning with 2 runs, probably could have had 3 or more in that inning. But you never want to give away outs. But it's 2-0 going into the bottom of the fourth inning. Gallardo is now having problems with his control. That's the second guy he walks in that inning. This ball is hit deep in the center field, and Brett Jackson's in center. He goes all the way to the wall, makes the catch, but people are going to tag. So there are runners on the corners to get Brett Lowry up. So we're going to walk him to get to the pitcher. It's only one out though, right? Roy Oswalt is up, and Roy Oswalt is down. Sit down, Roy. You ain't getting nothing here, Roy. Strikes him out. Scutaro comes up. Scutaro deep to center field, but Brett Jackson's got a beat on it, and guess what? Worked out of a bases loaded jam. How about that? How about that? Top of the fifth inning, Ichiro is up. Ichiro rips this one up the middle, base hit, and you know what that means, right? He led off the inning. There's nobody out. Ichiro's on base. Everett Cabrera, the baby gazelle, is coming up, and you know what that means. We gotta play a little small ball. So Ichiro off. He is off. He's still second base easily. Runner at second, nobody out. Everett Cabrera up. Now he has not hit the ball well at all, but speed never goes in the slump. He's been laying down those bunts, and he's gonna do it again. Ichiro could have walked to third, and Cabrera, they don't even throw. It's a runner. Now there's runners on the corners. Nobody out, and that's gonna be it. They're gonna switch the pitcher, and Samuel Salazar comes in, and he's facing Brett Jackson. Brett Jackson has been a beast off the bench, and he continues to be. Rips a single in the center field, scores a run. Brett Jackson, if there was like the award for best bench player, he's got to get it. Carlos Lee hasn't been bad either. He rips a single to opposite field, scores another run. Cubs take a 4-0 lead. Carlos Lee is filling in for Anthony Rizzo, who was tired. He had a long day. Okay, he's tired. This is a base hit in the left field, and runners are first and second. So Gallardo, not his sharpest today, not quite, but so far so good, good enough, right? This one's hit deep to center field. A lot. I mean, Brett Jackson he might as well had took a saddle out to center field because he was on his horse all day. But this is why you should hit the cutoff man. But this is why you shouldn't get greedy, because you get thrown out at the plate trying to take 2 bases on a sacrifice fly. This is not a little league, homie. This is not a little league. Brett Lowry up. We've been walking him all day. Should have walked him again. He hit this one to Pensacola. I don't know. This one is way out of here. Brett Lowry goes Yizard for y'all. You know, and it's 4-2, and yeah, Dale Swain, he's not the manager anymore in real life. So sorry for you, Dale. But he's changes the pitch. Javi Guerra comes in. Javi Guerra hasn't given up a run in 13 2/3 innings. You might as well make that a full 14 innings because he induces the fly ball there. So here is Charlton Eddie up with a runner on second base. Charlton Eddie, the only reason he's on the team is because Everett Cabrera cannot catch the ball, and we felt that we needed somebody else. And he comes in and gets a base hit in the right field. And in the pinch hit role, I mean, hey, our bench, we can't argue with him. Brings home John McDonald. The lead is now 5-2. Heath Bell is up on the mound, though, and Heath Bell decides to give Jimmy Rollins something he can sit down and eat at. He just set the table for him and gave him that pitch was as big as a beach ball, and Jimmy Rollins hit it all the way to the beach. He smokes this ball out of the park, and I didn't even know Jimmy Rollins was that strong. I mean, that was ridiculous. It was terrible. Makes it 5-3, and Heath Bell still isn't through, making a mess. Cameron Maben with a base hit, and that puts runners everywhere. If they're any place a runner can be, they're on there. That's where they are. Bases are jammed. Joe Nathan comes in. Joe Nathan doesn't like to pitch in the 8th inning, and he really doesn't like to pitch when Everett Cabrera is not making plays in the field. I mean, this is why you don't play Baby Gazelle. He gives up a ground ball that turns into a 2-run. You can't call that a single. That's got to be an error. So had the lead. He gives up the lead on that play right there. Ends up getting the loss now. The Cubs lose this game in a heartbreaking, just 4 runs in the bottom of the 8th inning. You know, you come into I mean, are you serious? You come into the inning up 5-2, and you lose the game 6-5, and nobody can be blamed but Cabrera. I mean, yeah, some of the pitches fell short, but Cabrera couldn't catch a cold naked with a wet skull cap on and his pores open. I mean, this dude in the field is terrible. I mean, he is trying to set a major league record for errors at different, and no matter what position he plays, he just can't. He's not catching it. I mean, I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't. Somebody has to help me. Ichiro stole his 11th base, but Everett Cabrera messed up Christmas. He just messed up Christmas. So I don't know if we're gonna see him again. We're trying to figure out some kind of way. I mean, he's a valuable pinch runner. I guess he can't mess that up. But gee whiz. Second game of the series. Michael Fires on the mound. Michael Fires is doing his thing. You understand? He's doing his thing. Strikes out Corey Hart. You go and sit down, Corey. Don't tell nobody nothing. Just sit down. Here comes another strikeout. This is Ike Davis. You go, hey, you know what Corey is? Go sit down. Go find him. Go find him. Go find Corey. But Matt Garza's on the mound for the Marlins, and he is doing just as well. Jay Bruce on the at the plate, and Jay Bruce is going to sit down. He's going to sit down. Don't sit over there by Corey. That's the wrong team. But Michael Fire still on the mound, bottom of the 6th inning. Look at this. Sit down, Brett Lowry. No home run for you that time. But in the bottom of the 7th inning, Fire still not getting any run support. He can't hold him down too much more. David Murphy rips this one. It's a single cut off by Trout. Runners at the corners, so Trout stopped it from being an extra base hit, but still got runners in scoring position. So it's runners on the corners, and it's nobody out. Corey Hart is up to plate. This one's that's a hanger. And Jay Bruce equilibrium is off something. I don't know what his problem is. Why did you dive roll like you were trying to audition to be a stunt man in left field? I don't understand why he did that. Misplays it into a triple for Hart. That's a 2-run triple. No, it's 2-0. Fires gives up the base hit through the drawn-in infield, and now it's 3-0. He deserves a better fate than this. He pitched great. This is the 7th inning before he showed any cracks, right? Brett Jackson comes up. Brett Jackson has been just amazing. We told you already how he's been as a pinch hitter. And he's going to continue this right now with a runner on first base. The pitch, the boom. The boom. Way back and out of here. Deep in the right field. That is going to cut into this lead significantly. I mean, come on, man. Brett Jackson is the man right now. I mean, he really is pushing to say, hey, maybe I should be, getting more time than I'm getting. But Mike Trout's like, hold on, man. You ain't going to take my spot, and I'm going to tell you why. Boom. With a runner on opposite field, Mike Trout gives the Cubs the lead. So just that quick, Michael Fiers felt like he was going to be wronged because he wasn't getting any run support. He just barely gets through the inning. And then now, all of a sudden, the bats come alive, led by Brett Jackson, and then Mike Trout comes through. But I had to show you this. Now, this one is not a good play for us, but look at this play by Corey Hart, right field, diving, face planting, all in the grass. Makes a beautiful catch. Jay Bruce got jammed, but Mike Trout is not here right now. Mike Trout's in the dugout because he already hit a home run. This is Corey Hart making the diving catch. Beautiful. You can't do it no better than that. But at any rate, here he is, bottom of the 9th inning. Joe Nathan on, getting it done this time. Deep fly ball. That'll end the game. The Cubs have evened up this series at 2. Michael Fiers gets a fitting in for a very strong pitching performance. Gave up 5 hits, only 3 earned runs and 7 innings pitched. Walked 2 guys, struck out 4. Strong day. Mike Trout gets the play of the game. Now I can say Mike Trout, doggone it. Shoot. There's a home run and 2 the 2 RBIs on the home run and a stolen base. So he did his thing. Now take a look at John McDonald. Everth. John McDonald's not only hitting, but John McDonald's not throwing the ball clean the hell when he gets an opportunity. He's catching, he's actually using his mitt to catch ground balls. It's a new thing they're doing in infields now. They're catching ground balls. Who would have thought that would have ever come about? Everth. I don't know what his problem is. As you can tell, we're upset with Everth. But John McDonald did make an error in this game, but still, it wasn't the same as Everth Cabrera. I mean, come on. If you've been watching this series, Everth Cabrera is just ridiculous. We're going into the 3rd game of this series. These are my all-time favorite Cub jerseys, just without a doubt. All right, this is a day game in Miami, so it's 13-11. I mean, look at that. It's only a game and a half behind the Marlins, who have one of the better records in the National League. Edison Volquez is on the mound against Joe Saunders. Edison Volquez has been easily our worst starting pitcher. But Mike Trout's like, you know what? If I get a hold of one, it don't matter who on the mound, pimp. Goes deep. First pitch he sees in the 1st inning. He goes deep and gives the Cubs an early 1-0 lead. Saunders, you just got slammed, homie. Mike Trout is getting hot. That's his 7th home run of the season. But David Murphy's up at the plate, and Edison Volquez is like, you know what? I don't want the lead. I don't like the lead. The lead is boring. I won't have it where everybody's mad at me because I messed up. That's what he wants. So he gives up the lead on a wild pitch. Then there's a ground ball. I mean, that wasn't really his fault. Couldn't get the guy out. So now, all of a sudden now, it's going from having a 1-0 lead to now being down 2-1. And Brett Lowry's up to the plate. Bases are jammed, and he's like, you know what? I don't even like being within 1 run. I don't even like that. I want to be down by more than that. He throws another wild pitch, and all of a sudden it's it's just terrible. It's 2-1. But look at Anthony Rizzo. Anthony Rizzo's like, great, no doubt, no problem. We're gonna tie this game right back up. The Cubs bats are responding, going yard. That first game, it was a little bit of a power outage. These last 2 games, the power has come back, and Anthony Rizzo goes deep. Dale Swain is very happy. because maybe in this land he'll get a chance to keep his job. But maybe not. This ball is in the gap. Edison Volquez strikes again. This is going to score another run. And, it's rough. It's rough when he pitches. That's all we can say. When he pitches, things go wrong. So, I mean, y'all help me. Who else should be starting if it's not him? I mean, we got Tom Gorzelani who could possibly start, but, it's hard to say. In the meantime, Nick Punto ended up getting a base hit and had runners on first and third, but Mike Trout comes up, hits the ball hard, but couldn't get the job done. Here in the next inning, and more problems, a base hit, scores another run for the Marlins. I mean, yeah, and that was the pitcher, which makes things even worse. Saunders gets a base hit. This ball is going deep into the gap. Jay Bruce can't catch it. It bounces to the wall. That's going to be an RBI double. So the score is getting completely out of hand at this point for the Cubs. I mean, it's just getting unruly. But like I said, the Cub bats are so resilient, always bouncing back. There are no words for how hot Anthony Rizzo is right now. That one is going a long way. One only makes it 6-5, but at least the Cubs were back in the game at that point. But it was short-lived. In the ninth inning, Fernando Rodney comes on and gets Yasmani Grandal to pop up to shortstop to end the game. Edison Volquez, terrible start. I won't say terrible. We ended up going 5 innings, but not good. Definitely not good. 2 wild pitches to score runs in the first inning. Helped dig a hole that was just almost ridiculous. Just ridiculous to try to dig out of. And Joe Saunders wasn't sharp himself. Gave up 5 earned runs, but he made the plays when he needed to, or made the pitches when he needed to. And Jimmy Rollins ends up getting the player of the game, stole the base, 2 for 4, scored a run, a double. He did his thing. Taking a look here now at the final wrap-up statistics or whatever. Moving into, before we go into this last game of the series, basically the Cubs are going to be trying to break away with a split. That's the best that can happen right now. Waste 2 home runs and 4 RBIs from Rizzo. That's a tough pill to swallow. All right, but on the last game of the series, the Cubs got Josh Johnson on the mound, who is technically the team's ace. Even though Gallardo has been probably the most consistent pitcher, Josh Johnson is the man. He's the one that's supposed to take the ball and make things happen. So this is what the Cubs need for him to do in this last game of the series, to come out of here with a split on the road, which is not too bad. You can't complain about that. He's got on their throwbacks, and Josh Johnson gets out of an early jam, gets a runner to dribble out to first base, and still keeps it 0-0. And then he starts to find himself. High fastball sends Ike Davis sitting. We've been sending Ike Davis to his room a lot, but look at this. Did I happen to mention just in passing that Anthony Rizzo was on fire? Did I happen to just say that? I don't know if I did or not. If I didn't, Exhibit A is on the screen. Anthony Rizzo is out here playing like he's Lou Gehrig or somebody. It's ridiculous. He goes deep again, his 3rd home run in 2 games. He's on fire right now. I mean, he's not playing with nobody. He's doing his thing, and gives the Cubs an early advantage. Josh Johnson is on the mound having to handle the rest. He has had to work out some jams early. Got a lead though with runners on first and second, 2 outs. Ends up getting out of another jam. Punto comes up and rips this ball deep into left center field. Cameron Maybin couldn't catch it. It turns into a triple for Punto. He's been on fire. Really stepped up. Taking, the Cubs have had a hard time finding guys to really step up in the middle infield, but not having a hard time having Anthony Rizzo step up. He drives in yet another run with a base hit to center field. I mean, right about now, there is nobody we'd rather have up at the plate in a crucial situation than Anthony Rizzo. Going deep, getting the singles to drive in runs. He's doing everything he needs to do as a run producer right now. John McDonald up with the bases juice. Top of the 6th inning. There's 2 outs. The Marlins trying to get out of the inning. They get McDonald to hit into the 4th out. Not more damage done by the Cubs, but there's already been a good amount of damage already. And Josh Johnson is starting to find himself even more. So start off a little shaky. He gets Cameron Maybin to strike out there, and David Murphy steps up. It's the bottom of the 8th inning. We really, at this point, are eyeing the shutout for Josh Johnson. He strikes out Corey Hart. Haven't had a complete game shutout yet, but through 8 1/3 innings, he was getting really tired. We had to pull him with after 8 2/3 innings. We had to pull him. Went to Joe Nathan to come in and get 1 out. He comes in and gets a 1-out save. It's kind of bad that we couldn't let him finish the game. We couldn't let Josh Johnson finish the game, but he had loaded the bases up, so we had to kind of watch that. But 8 2/3 innings, 8 hits, no runs, allowed 9 strikeouts. He did his thing. He came through with a big-time performance and guided the Cubs to the split with the Marlins. So all in all, not a horrible series, but if you really look back at it, you can make a case that the Cubs could have won every single one of these games. So that's a little bit hurtful, but comes out of it with a record of 14 and 12. Not too bad. Like I said, y'all stay tuned for the 1000th episode. Y'all subscribe, follow, peace.